So earlier this semester, I spoke about disc golf and the various details about it and the history behind it. But today, I'm going to show you how to play this wonderful sport. Disc golf is a very simple, easy, fun sport that doesn't take much time or effort to put in to actually play it. So first, I'll be kind of showing you what you need, the very little things that you need to play, and then how to kind of go about playing, what you should be thinking about while you're playing to play a successful hole of disc golf. Alright, so what do you actually need? Well, basically, you just need discs and a place to play at. So here I brought some of my discs with me. Clearly I have a lot of discs, but really to start out with, you only need about, I would say, 3 to kind of start. A putter, a mid-range, and a driver. You can get these on online websites like Amazon or straight from the manufacturer. However, you can also get them in stores like sporting stores, Dick's Sporting Goods. You can get them at Walmart, or there's also specialty disc golf stores kind of popping out around the area that you can get them from. And then of course, look them up on Google or an app called UDiscs. If you get UDisc, then it tells you where all the courses are around you so that you can go and play. They're usually free to play as well, and they're just usually in public places, public parks. Alright, so here we are at the first hole of the video. This is a par 3. It's about 250 feet. As you can see, the fairway's kind of, it's like up the middle. You might not be able to see the basket, but there's a gray basket kind of on the other side near that hill, kind of by where that restroom is. There's a few trees in the way, especially like right here. There's these 2 trees right in the middle that can get into people's heads sometimes. A few low-hanging branches. So there's a few things that you kind of think about when you're going up to a first hole. Then you gotta choose what disc you're going to throw. Usually, it bases upon how far you can throw a disc. For beginners, I would just recommend throwing a lot of mid-ranges, as they're the easiest to control and they go decently far, especially for a beginner. So I'm gonna choose a mid-range, one of the mid-ranges that I throw. And basically how you wanna hold the disc is kind of just like a little bit of a fan grip. Tuck your pointer finger onto the rim. On top it kind of looks like this, and then the throwing motion that you're going to do is you're going to kind of line up to your target, and then you're basically going to take a couple steps and then act like you're doing like an X step is what it's called, doing like karaoke. While you're doing that, you're just going to reach the disc back and then kind of act like you're starting a lawnmower, so pulling it through and then so especially if you're beginning, if you ever throw a bad shot, you can always throw another one. Oh, that was a good shot. Alright, so here we are at our drive. We're kind of about 15 feet from the basket, so it's perfect time to start putting. So what you want to do is just take your putter that you have, any putter is fine, and then there's not too much to it. It's one of the hardest things to do, but also the simplest things is to putt. You're basically acting like you're playing catch with the basket. You don't want to do too much, so you basically just like take it to your belly button and then like release towards the basket. Act like you're like, if the basket had a hand, like you're gonna shake their hand. That kind of like helps you aim. You want to aim for probably about the middle of the basket, midway up, so that'll be the best place to catch. So I'm gonna go ahead and putt mine now. Alright, so now we're going to play a par 4. It's about 360 feet, a pretty short par 4, but it's pretty tough to get to the basket in just one shot. So they call it a par 4. It's pretty tight, a lot of low-hanging branches again, a pretty tight corridor to throw it through. So it takes a little bit of skill to get it through this one. I would throw another mid-range. It'd help you get a lot controllable, probably get it into a better spot. I'm going to throw a driver to see if I can get it a little bit farther. So same kind of technique, same way to grip the disc, do everything the same, and then just get it through the gap. Alright, so we've made it here to our line. We're still probably about 80 feet from the basket. Kind of a little hill that goes up, but then quickly drops back off to where the basket is. So this is a pretty pretty tough upshot because if you throw it too far, it'll go too deep and you'll be left with a pretty long putt. I'm going to be throwing a forehand on this one. So with a forehand grip, you kind of want to hold it similar to like this. Some people say to hold it like a gun, like your finger gun. I put my grip over like this. On the top is like that. And basically you want to just feel like you're throwing like a baseball sidearm. So if like you were to throw a baseball, watch like the pitchers, they like kind of like pull their or elbow forward and then they release the disc. That's kind of what I'm going to do here. I'm hoping to kind of just crest the hill so then it settles right next to the basket for an easy putt. All right, so we got about 20 feet left of the basket, slightly uphill. We're gonna putt this one, similar type thing that we did on the first hole. Yeah. All right, so I've just showed you how to play 2 holes of disc golf, and really that's about all you need to kind of learn how to start beginning to play. If you just use some of the things that I told you, I mean, they're universal for any hole that you play, so you should definitely try it sometime. It's a nice way to get out of the house, leisure activity that doesn't take too much, and